Good morning, Wing. It's Colonel Perron and Chief Reiter with you for another episode of our Peggy Podcast.
Yes, sir. This is the 17th episode of the Peggy Podcast.
All right, Chief. This is a hard one, and I just wanted to start off today's podcast with a heartfelt thank you for all of our wing who showed the love and support given over these last 2 weeks with the loss of General John Pogorek, for him and his family during this difficult time. I want to take this morning to read the obituary that was done for General Pogorek, for those that may not have had an opportunity to see this, because it was a beautiful tribute to our great leader and mentor, Pogo. For as long as he could remember, John wanted to fly. In his family home in Wareham, Massachusetts, John's childhood room included a collection of toy planes hung over his bed. His desire to fly led him to enter the Air Force Academy, where he took his first ever plane ride. This passion for aviation shaped John's entire life and career. Commander of the New Hampshire Air National Guard, Brigadier General John Pogo Pogorek tragically passed away in an accident on July 8, 2024. Pogo's distinguished military career began after graduating from the U.S. Air Force Academy in 1989, and he later joined the New Hampshire Air National Guard in 1999. Over his 35 years of dedicated service to his country, Pogo piloted various aircraft, including the T-1, C-130, KC-135, and the KC-46, amassing over 6,000 career flying hours. His leadership roles included serving as maintenance and operations group commanders, wing commander, and finally assuming command of the New Hampshire Air National Guard in 2022. Pogo was instrumental in designing the KC-46 tail art and played a pivotal role in reintroducing military air shows to the New Hampshire state, leaving an indelible mark on both his unit and the broader military community. John welcomed the birth of his 4 children, Megan, Jacob, Jenna, and Jason, between 1995 and 2008. In 2012, he met Whitney, and in 2015, they joyfully celebrated their marriage, blending their families and adding Whitney's son, Jackson, to their lives. In 2018, John and his wife established Red Gate Farm, which quickly grew into a heritage breed meat business, serving local farmers markets. For the past 6 years, John and Whitney poured their energy into raising their family and their farm animals, making their mark on both their guard and farming communities. John loved being a farmer. John had a passion for life, relationships, family, farming, and flying. He had a talent for encouraging others with his engaging questions, warm personality, and support. He admired and respected the Airmen with whom he served. He was a generous, loyal friend. John deeply loved his wife and his children and went above and beyond to serve and support them. He was funny, kind, generous, and humble. He was resilient when faced with adversity and an expert problem solver. He never stopped learning and never stopped inspiring those around him to find their own passions. He was deeply admired by all who knew him, and even more deeply admired and loved by his family. John was preceded by his father, Walter Bud Pogorek. He is survived by his mother, Mary Pogorek, and his siblings, Karen and her husband, Steve, and their daughter, Ashley, Donna, and her husband, Donald, and their sons, Nicholas, Andrew, and Devin. Kevin Pogorek and his wife, Stephanie, and their children, Allison and Ty, and Sandra Sullivan and her husband, Jeff, and their children, Shay, Kendall, and Lena. John is also survived by his beloved wife, Whitney, and their children, Megan, and her partner, Chris, Jacob Pogorek, Jackson Douglas, Jenna Pogorek, and Jason Pogorek. John was our rock, and he will be missed beyond words.
Yeah, what an amazing obituary. And the memorial service that this wing held on the 19th of July, after 2 long and emotional weeks, was beyond appropriate and flawless in execution. So I know I want to say how proud I am of the resilience of this wing, how proud I am of the countless individuals that took part in all of the background, logistics, movements, security, to take a little bit of pressure off of the family and to make sure we paid the proper respects to not just our commander, but someone who was more than that, our friend, a mentor, and someone you could talk about for hours about the different laughs that he shared with all of us. So from me to the wing, and sir, I know you'll have a few words about it as well, I've never been more proud to see the wing come together for a tragic event, but come together as a family and really take care of those who really needed it.
Yes, thanks, Chief. For those that don't know, I've had the privilege and honor of serving with General Pogorek since I first came to this unit in 2002. General Pogorek was an amazing leader, mentor, and most of all, friend. And that's what we're going to miss. We're going to miss seeing his huge smile. We're going to miss having him day in and day out be a part of this great organization. But I would just ask that, as we move forward, because that's what General Pogorek would want. He would want this wing to stay focused, and he would expect us to move forward. We're going to grieve, and it's going to take time. And I would just ask that as we do move forward, let's remember all the good times that we've had together. Let's keep an eye on one another and know that at the end of the day, Pogo would demand that we move forward and do the business that we have to for this state and for this great nation.
Very well said, sir. We are 2 weeks out from the August UTA, which is scheduled for the 3rd and 4th of August. As we continue to get prepared, get refocused, we will continue to communicate with the wing what the priorities are. But currently on the schedule, on the 2nd of August, Chief Master Sgt. Joshua Connery will be holding a promotion ceremony as he pinned on the rank of chief. And then on Saturday, the 3rd of August, we have the great honor of saying farewell to Major General Lori Ferris after her long career. She's going to come back on base and spend a little time with us and some stories and some laughs. So looking forward to that. That's on Saturday at 1500. And then we also have the privilege of supporting General Hokanson, the Chief of the National Guard Bureau, his retirement on the 2nd of August as well, as we take down one of our beautiful tails and support an aerial flyover for his retirement. So, this is part of the grieving process. It's about taking the next step and the next step after that and continuing to move forward, like the Colonel said. We're all here. Continue to support each other. Continue to ask for any help or resources you need. Please stay focused. Understand that every one of you are precious, and we cannot afford to have someone get hurt or someone lose someone because we weren't in the right mindset. If you need anything, reach out to anyone in your leadership team, a first sergeant, a chaplain, a chief, a commander, anyone with a listening ear. We're always here to support, and we'll get you any resources you need.
And Chief, we're going to cut this Peggy podcast a little bit shorter than we normally do. My last ask for you all that are listening is please take time to hug those loved ones that you've surrounded yourself by, to take those precious moments with friends and family, because life is precious. And if anything that these last 2 weeks have impressed upon me is that, don't let those moments go by without hugging those loved ones that you have and making sure that you have those conversations during the here and now. Thank you.
Thank you.